Hello and welcome to the Straw Harvest DLC. So, this came out, I believe, on Tuesday, just gone. This pack has actually been out quite a while for Farming Simulator. In terms of, we've had the Straw Harvest DLC, I think, from as far back as FS17. So it's been around for quite some time. Obviously, this is the first time it's come for 25. But in terms of the Farming Simulator franchise, it's been around for quite a long time. It's always been a highly used pack, and I myself do use quite a lot of this equipment quite regularly, to be fair, when it does come out. So definitely I enjoy using the normal square and round baler, and also the bale grabs. The pellet system is 50-50. Sometimes I use on certain maps, but nevertheless, it is a lovely pack, and I think you can't go wrong with a free DLC. So, with all that being said, we're going to have a look and a dive into all of this today. Obviously, this is pretty much most of what you get in the pack. There's obviously various different hulls you'll get. That's obviously the main one, with the crane and the bagger slash palletizer, if you want to call it, inside it. So that's sort of the main hull. We've obviously got all the equipment lined up here. We've got the sort of the biomass heating plant, and also the little sell point. So we should probably, before we have a look actually in game, we'll have a look at it in this shop. So yeah, obviously the bale grabs, bar obviously the massive one, this is for a wheel loader. These two you can have either on a telehandler or a front loader, or even a wheel loader, so you can have it on all three. You can obviously customize the colors to whatever you like it to be, which is quite nice. Obviously, yeah, pretty standard with the round baler. 80 horsepower is required. This, I believe, as well, is currently now in game the fastest working speed round baler you have. Same with the square baler as well. I think it goes 15 miles per hour, the square baler, and I think most in-game ones are 10 miles an hour, and I think even the Vermeer self-propelled round baler might be 11 miles per hour. So yeah, definitely if you want to crack on and get some bales made, these two, both this and the square baler, definitely the ones to be using. So, but obviously, yeah, you got all your bale net, and change your tires. With the square baler, obviously you can have it as a standard one, or you can also have the bale collect on the back as well, which we're going to have a play about with today. And again, obviously same with the twine. Can't change the tires on this one though, so you just got the standard tires on that. We've obviously got the Primos, which makes the straw pellets. Again, you can change your tires on that. Not too much customization. Obviously, this is what will attach onto the Primos, the bale shredder. What I quite like now is they've got an arrow positioned on it, so that needs to be facing the actual Primos now to attach it. So I think that's quite handy now. You haven't got to sort of guess which side you've got to connect it onto. I think the arrow is quite a nice little thing they've added. So, but we'll have a dive into that later on as well. Obviously, your various twine and bale nets. Molasses is for the Primos as well. We need that in order to make the straw pellets. So again, we'll dive into that later on. But yeah, that is all equipment wise what comes in the in the DLC. Construction wise, if I dive down into sheds, this is basically just the empty one. So it's got nothing in this at all. You can use this as a storage shed or just a normal warehouse. So that'll set you back 175k. We've then got, I'm not sure why you would want one like this, but that's just got the crane in it and not the actual like bagger and palletizer in it. So there is that. There's also a storage to be able to store your bales in and your pallets, which is quite a good, like an automatic storage shed. So quite handy to have. So yeah, I think basically my setup, which is what I've got over here, I've got the palletizer and the storage shed. That's probably how I would usually set it up, to be honest. Yeah, with the crane in 225, the empty hauls tend to be 175. If I go into factories, you've got the one with the palletizer in it, which is going to set you back a nice cold 350k. So the one thing that I never like with these sheds is when they obviously got something in, you can't sort of, they snap, which I think is probably a thing in farm sim that they couldn't change it, but it'd be nice if you could just sort of rotate it normally like that, rather than having it snap to a grid. But yeah, obviously you got the heat plant there, which again will set you about 42,000. You can put as well, along with the pellets, you can also put, I think, wood chips in this as well. So yeah, put wood chips in this as well. So that's quite a nice thing as well. One thing I noticed as well is you can put solar panels on these sheds as well, which is quite nice. I don't believe that was a thing in the previous versions. Someone might correct me in the comments, but I don't remember that being a thing. Or even the fact that you can now change the colour of the sheds. I don't remember that ever being a thing on previous versions, so that's perhaps a bit more in keeping with a British map if you had it sort of like that wood sort of colour. Give it a dark brown. What else could we have? More different colour. But yeah, I like that you can... I don't remember that being a thing in previous versions, like I say, so it's nice that you can have that customization now. But anyway, so that pretty much covers everything that comes in the pack. I have got one field that I have harvested with some nice straw rows ready to go. So I think what we will do is we will have a go first with the square baler. If we pull this out of our lineup. So obviously when you first buy this baler, you can either have it where it's already filled with bale twine, or you can have it empty. Obviously to fill the twine up, you need to what's it called, open the cover up, also lower the two sides, and that will reveal where your twine is kept, which obviously it's full now, but when it's empty there was nothing in there. It'll slowly fill up each slot as it fills. But I've always really liked that, to be honest, with this baler as well. There's some nice animations with it. But anyway, so we're going to go, I think, for the biggest. We're going to go for 240 bales. Turn her on. Lower the pickup. We'll have a go making some bales. So yeah, like I say about the work speed, sort of dipping in between 15 and 16 miles an hour, so it does shift. this baler. You can really chuck some bales out with this machine, which is not. It was a nicer thing. I think this baler, in my opinion, would be a really good setup with a JCB. I probably should have bought a JCB fast track. But yeah, obviously nice animations with the bale collect on the back. Obviously see it drop 3 bales off in a minute. Watch it drop them in a minute. There we go. It drops them like so. I definitely feel as well, I have had a bit of a play around with this, that the animation of it dropping now, whether it's the improved bale physics in 25, but I definitely feel when it drops the bales now, it drops them a lot better. It used to just sort of fling them about everywhere in 22, but they definitely seem a lot more, yeah, a lot more sturdier and fixed animation now. So I guess one thing that always put me off using the bale collect was the fact that you used to fling the bales everywhere. So that definitely to me now seems a lot better and fixed. So there we go. Anyway, that is the big pack baler. Obviously typical for Giants with their modelling and everything. Well detailed models. Really, really good detail. Very, very nice machines. So, we'll have a go now with the round baler. Obviously, this will be similar, filling up with net wrap as it is to the square baler with twine. You open the cover up, and that reveals your net at the front, just there, like so. Which again, I think is nice, because there's no baler, I believe, currently on the out there that would have that sort of animation or customization. But yeah, this has always been one of my favourite round balers. Nice sounds and animations, and obviously the working speed as well is always a big plus. And there we have it, one round bale. Yeah, very, very nice. I don't know if it's a thing out there, but it would it'd be cool if KRONE ever designed it where you could shred round bales. That'd always be cool to try out. Yeah, very nice baler this. I'd expect it though, with this DLC, like I say, being around since FS17, it just sort of gets better and better. we go. So there we go. That is the round baler that comes in the pack. Again, very, very nice. Very well made. So if we go to our Primos now, I've obviously pre-filled it with water and molasses. Now the one thing with the Primos is you are going to need a pretty hefty tractor to operate this, because it does require 350 horsepower. So yeah, definitely going to need a fairly hefty tractor. Lower the pickup. Now the one thing that I've always said with this is, although it's nice you can take it to a field, the one thing is the working speed is very slow. And I always think, to be honest, time-wise, you'd probably, if you had this set up just up with the bale shredder, you could bale a field with a normal square baler and then shred the bales a lot quicker than you could just having it like this, going along in the actual field. So, but I don't know, people may argue different. That's how I've always felt. You can see obviously the pellets coming out. Very, very nice. Holds 9,000 litres worth of pellets, this machine does. So obviously you can unfold the ladder. Want to climb up and have a look. And obviously when you're ready to unload, you can put the pipe out or the conveyor belt. You can move that up and down as well. If I can work out what control it is. What mouse control are we on? What's the show up? There we go. You can move that up and down depending on how big a trailer you've got. You can raise it real high, or you can even raise it quite low as well. If you wanted to just perhaps put it in a pile, like so. I think it's quite nice you've got that option. But yeah, pellets look good. Yeah, very nice. So there we go. That is all three machines working away. I can show the bale grabs as well. So obviously you've got the big wheel loader one that comes folded because it is just so big. If we unfold it out, we can pick some bales up. Like so. Yeah, you can probably get 5 bales in one go on this. Maybe even more. Perhaps let's see if we can go for 6. Let's have a go. Obviously the smaller one exactly the same. Just not as big. Alright, let's see how many we can pick up then. Yeah, I think 5 may be the limit. Yeah. Obviously, yeah, do some real good big bale stacks. I do believe as well these grabs should work with a round bale, if you so wished. Don't see why they wouldn't. There you go, like so. It'll make stacking round bales a lot quicker. Oh, I don't knock the bales over, that is. Yeah, you can pick a few up at a time. Obviously would be easier with a telehandler one. Not the easiest driving a wheel loader with a controller. There we go, so that's 3 of the biggest round bales anyway you can get on it. And if it's stack on a trail if you so wished. You could probably even get another row of 3 in the front as well if you really pushed up. So yeah, obviously all working really nice. There's your bales. So if we go now over to the hauls, quickly run over. I can show you now all the if I show you the crane first, obviously I've got the pre-moss set up to be able to dump straight into the hopper, and obviously I'm going to attach the bale shredder on. But if we go over to this icon, which obviously will be for the crane, I've got some pellets ready to go. Now I do feel these controls are slightly better in 25 now. Go and then what we'll do is we will dump in there, which in turn will set our bagger and palletizer off. Nice sounds as well. Really nice sounds. As you can see there, it's putting into a group. It stacks it on the pallet. Like so. I do like these animations though, they're really, really nice. So obviously, yeah, you can do it with the crane, or if you want to bucket in with a telehandler, you can do that as well. Whichever you may prefer. Go down again. Grab some more. Something a bit different, I suppose, using a crane. I do feel it would be a lot quicker though with a telehandler, of course. Obviously, get a lot more in a bucket with a telehandler. Very good. So, there we go. Obviously, in a minute, when we finish a pallet, it should put it off, dispatch it and wrap it. It's quite nice as well. You can see in the F1 menu, it says today's output, how many bags we've made. And the fill level. I think this will be the last row. Maybe it won't. Puts quite a few on there, which is good. There we go, that's the last row. There we go, and then puts it to the side. And then wraps it. Very, very nice. So, now if we attach the bale shredder on, like so, as I said earlier, with the arrow pointing to the machine, if we attach it, get a good angle. So attach on like so. If we then unfold, that unfolds the table. And then if we turn it on, we can then put some bales on for shredding. So I've got the other bale grab here. I find it easier with this this bale grab. Whoops. Don't drive into the door. Now the one thing I've always noticed with this is you do need to get them pretty dead straight on, whereas the conveyor doesn't seem to like it. That should be good. Take that off. Then you'll see then obviously moves along very slowly, but it'll move into the shredder then. If I try and get up, I don't know what I'll do. There we go, and then if I can watch from here then, it going into the shredder. I'd imagine that in real life would probably take these strings off. What it's done there. So it can just go straight in. Oh. There we go. It's obviously shredding now. You can see in there, bale being shred. And then we're making the pellets, and obviously because we've got the pipe out, it's going straight into our machine and being bagged. So I think this, as I was saying earlier when we were baling, I think this is a lot quicker to do it like this, as opposed to when you just have it in the field and then having to get a trailer and tip it in and all that sort of thing. I think this is a lot quicker setup, more efficient. Obviously though, if you did want to use like the heating plant, you would need it loose obviously to put it in that, I would believe. But we'll try it with a pallet as well in a minute. Yeah, I'll put this bale on as well. There we go. So yeah, I'll try it with a pallet and see if it'll work as well. Not actually tested that before. So let's just get this. Oh, get off. There we go. We'll see if we can put this straight in. One thing to notice as well is you'll see like a little window at the back of the plant. When you fill this up with straw pellets, you will see like a little pile appear here. So I thought I'd just show that off before I try putting this pallet in. Let's see if it'll take this. No, so it won't take pallets. So yes, you definitely need to have it loose. So I will get a bucket in a minute and we'll try that out. But what I can do is I can show selling it at the sell point. Obviously you can sell both the hay and the straw ones here. Here we go. We've got £1,800 from that. So not bad, I'd say. Not bad at all. Another pallet appeared. So obviously as well, if you want to store these for a better price at a later date. Whoops. If I grab the pallet properly. A bit. Obviously, like I said earlier, got the storage warehouse. I drive along here. This will hold 1,000 in it, this will. So both bales, all pallets. And yeah, obviously nicely stacks them in there. So one thing is a shame is you can't walk in there. I don't believe. Maybe you can. No. But yeah, put 1,000 pallets in here. Which is quite nice. Quite cool. I don't know if they stack on top of each other or not. It's one thing I could perhaps see if I spawned some pallets in. Can I spawn some pallets in? Let's see. Pellets. I spawn a few in, like so. I do 900. Oh, I can't do. There we go. We'll just put a few in. See what it looks like when it is full. So there we go. That is it full. Doesn't seem to stack them on top of each other though, so which is a bit of a shame. But still looks impressive full though. That's got 678 in. So yeah, it doesn't. It'd be quite nice if it stacked them on top of each other, but seems a bit of a waste to not show that. But anyway, that's it full. So I've grabbed a bucket, so I can show you now what I mean with the power plant. So if I grab some pellets, like so. Obviously this is to make electricity, so you get paid for the electricity it makes. So if I dump this in, and then if I go around here, if I straw pellets, activate it, working away. And then you'll see now there's a little pile appeared in there. I think that's quite a nice little added feature as well of that. See the roller's obviously moving now. So yeah, I quite like that. I'm not sure if you can tip loose into that. I'm just going to try that as well. See if you can tip loose pellets. Can't remember if you can or not. Okay, you can. There you go. I don't know whether it's as much as whether it's palletized or not. But yeah. So there you have it. That is the straw harvest DLC. I think there's a few things have been slightly tweaked which are slightly better. I've had a bit of a play around with this pack. I've not found any issues as of yet. That's not to say there isn't any. But yeah, as of at this recording, I've not found any. So yeah, but I mean, I use this pack every farm sim, and I think the fact that it's free, I think it's definitely worth picking it up, even for just the equipment alone. To be honest, even if you didn't want to do straw pellets, you know, I think there's some nice balers in them, some nice bale grabs. You know, I always tend to use this bale grab and the square baler definitely, and obviously the twine. So yeah, I would definitely recommend. You can't go with a DLC that's free. So. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video. As always, if you have enjoyed the video, please remember to hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I'm hopefully going to be doing some more of these mod reviews, DLC reviews, things like that. So, yeah, I hope to catch you all in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Bye, guys.